Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Starladder Season 9, day number 23. We're getting close to the end now. Down the home stretch we go. And on that note, before we get underway, we've got 3 best of ones coming your way today. I'll quickly show you the schedule. The draft for our first match is underway, but coming up now we have Next.kz versus RoX.KiS. Actually, it looks like the draft is pretty far along, so without any further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Here we go. So on the dire side, we do have... Oh, we got our teams mixed up. Let's get that fixed. On the dire side, we have Team RoX.KiS on the Radiant and Next.kz. So for both of these teams, a very important match. And, well, actually, we'll just look at their records real quickly, as I don't remember offhand. Oh, that's not for Starladder only. Damn it, LD, get it together. And let's see here, teams. So we've got a 4-6 Next.kz versus 5-2 RoX.KiS. So RoX.KiS actually with an alright shot to move out of this phase and into the playoffs. Not an easy road, but they still are in the running, to put it mildly. And, well, with that being said, let's quickly break down the draft. We had a first overall pick, Invoker. Next.kz with the quick Dazzle Centaur reply. So some pretty aggressive picks here. The Dazzle obviously allowing Centaur to dive really far. Stampede, good initiation. That being said, Cold Snap, Fiend's Grip, Sleep are all pretty good counters to that Centaur initiation, unless he gets a Blink Dagger. So, well, obviously you want to get one, but how early you can get it remains to be seen. In terms of the bans so far, everything quite standard. I'm still not sure about this Naga ban, though. The hero has a decent win rate, like a 54-55% win rate, but it's not ridiculous. And it does let some other heroes slip through. I think Invoker's probably a hero I'd be... I guess Next.kz didn't have... They had second pick, so not much else they could have done. But, yeah, a good overall first pick for RoX.KiS. The Clockwork comes out now on the second stage, so they get some really good team fight. Great initiation, great lockdown, great single target focus. And if they want to go crosswex, they've got a good AoE combo to boot. I really like that Invoker-Clockwork combo. Clockwork jumps in, starts the fight, and then Invoker just follows up with the Meatball, the AMP Tornado if he pleases, and does a lot of damage. So it could be a Sunstrike game as well. Cogs are a great setup for that, along with the Sleep. Next.kz, it's been a hero that's worked for them several games in the past. They took down Power Rangers with it. They've taken down some other opponents along the way. They'll go for the Shadow Fiend here. So they get themselves a very strong solo meta hero that can beat Invoker 1v1. If it's an Exhort Invoker, it makes your life a little bit more difficult on those first few waves, especially if he goes for something like an early Null Talisman. Very rarely you'll see the Blades of Attack, but, well, for RoX.KiS, they'll go for Gyrocopter, a carry that has really not been popular as of late. Kind of a hit or miss, more often a miss, I feel. Just needs a while to come online. His strength oftentimes was in the aggressive tri-lanes, or just the tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario where Rocket Barrage can just win you the lane, but nowadays, we don't really see tri-lane versus tri-lane that often. It's much more just the solo off-lane, the dual lanes, the junglers, the roaming early on. Proper tri-lanes just have pretty much ceased to exist. I think I've cast like one in the past few months, so... Oh, that being said, before we get too much farther, I should go ahead and make sure I've got my stream chat online, as I know most people are watching Naviverse Alliance, but to those who have chosen to join us here in Starladder, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you all. I imagine we'll have more people trickling in during the downtime, but yeah. Be sure to check that series out as well. Toby and Lumi casting on the platform that shall not be named, because it wouldn't make Twitch very happy. But yeah, we've got... that should be a great series, though. We've got Viper picked up by Next.kz. So this should be their safe lane farmer. And this kind of gives their lane some shape now. We expect to see a Shadow Fiend mid, a Viper tri-lane safe lane, and then the Centaur is the solo off-lane hero. Yeah, I don't really see them going aggressive. Shadow Shaman just not very good there. So Next.kz should go defensive tri-lane as mentioned. RoX.KiS, Invoker mid, Clockwork offlane, Bane, Gyro to start things off. Probably in the safe lane. Maybe they even send the Bane mid just to mess with the Shadow Fiend and make him a sad panda. But after those first few waves, he should be looking to get his levels. Maybe smoke ganking depending on this next pick. But RoX.KiS banned all the junglers here. They banned the Chen, the Enchantress, and the Nature's Prophet. So they may be looking to pick up a support that would fall behind in the levels here. Something that combos well with Bane, perhaps. In terms of what's left in the pool, I hate not being able to alt-tab in these draft Or not being able to go to the menu in these draft overlays. Let's see, who do we got as far as supports go? There's a twin-headed dragon. It's an okay option. Sand King if they want to be a little greedy, but they've already got Bane to kind of initiate, so... Alchemist is... I think Alchemist is the other main option here as far as supports go. Good follow-up for the Bane Sleep. Does a lot of damage. But, hold that thought. RoX.KiS say to hell with it. Let's go aggressive. Alright. God Black with the Undying pick. Now, he picked the Gyro first, so now the Gyro pick makes a lot more sense. As Flat Cannon does work on zombies. The zombies become very worthless very quickly against Gyrocopter. And don't worry, I know we're trapped behind the draft. We'll fix that right now. So, we go ahead, we hop ourselves in the game. It's Starladder Europe, day number 23. Thank you all once again for joining me. I'm LD. I know you've got a lot of options as far as other quality Dota to watch today, but for those who are tuning in, good luck to you winning your rares. And, well, we'll introduce our teams now. Next.kz on the Radiant side, RoX.KiS on the Dire. Next.kz, I think 3-8 to this point. Not in a good position to advance, but still playing to see if they can stay in the Star Series for next season. Well, we start with Next.kz, definitely the underdogs. SC47, your Centaur Windrunner. He'll head to the offlane. Reeves playing that Shadow Shaman. Mantis, he's been on this team for ages and ages. 2+ years at this point. He'll be handling your Viper. Looks like they maybe go aggressive here. What a fucka, the Shadow Fiend. No, they can't be going aggressive. They're actually just doing dual lanes, it looks like. A Viper dual lane in the offlane, potentially, and then a Dazzle Centaur dual lane. I mean, if they want to go aggressive, they definitely need equal there. So I'm just trying to figure out if he's headed top or if he's sticking around bottom. But, well, we'll hold that thought. Introduce RoX.KiS real quickly. On the Dire side, we've got Yol playing the Bane. Starting in the offlane for now. Sedoy, your Clockwork. We'll have Solo going mid as the Invoker. It is Exhort. He's already skilled it up. He's taken the Null Talisman. Get ready for some big Sunstrikes. And they've got the setup for it with the Sleep, with the Cogs, as mentioned. 6-3-3, your Gyrocopter. And that does leave God Black on the safe lane. Support Undying. So with that being said, Bane's going to rotate towards top. He may just sit mid for this first wave. Enfeeble the Shadow Fiend. Not that Invoker hugely needs the help. Sure, he's got the really low base damage, but he's also gone Exhort build. And he's got a Null Talisman. So already sitting comfortably like 10, 12 damage ahead. And it looks like the Bane won't bother. We'll just head straight towards top. There's a Radiant Observer Ward placed here. However, there is a Dire Ward that spotted that movement from the Shadow Shaman, so now it comes down to whether they've got sentries. No sentries on God Black, no sentries on Yol. So they'll have the lane ward here. This is where the Undying pick, you pick it to win a tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, but Next.kz are trying to dodge that. They'll be under heavy duress here as the Decay comes out, and now the Sleep follow-up juggled nicely by Reeves. Although, was it nice enough? Yeah, it's good. So yeah, we'll see how this Undying pick works, but I like the way that Next.kz are laning it. They know there's an Undying, they know they're going to struggle in a tri-lane versus tri-lane, so they run the dual lanes here instead. The Shadow Fiend might have a hard time mid for those first few levels, but he's gone for the early Wraith Band, he's been pulled, so he should be alright. Their safe lane Centaur should have a very good time against the Clockwork. Sure, maybe you get Mana Burn, you might not be able to kill him, but he's not going to want to man-fight you with any early points of return. Although, interestingly, it's a double-edge Hook Stomp build. Well, we'll see if he goes back for a value point in return. The Clockwork might not try to harass him anyway, so he may just be thinking, I'm going to focus more on harass later on. Or hero killing and sacrifice some harass for the laning stage, rather. There's some pulling for both teams now in the off lane. Nothing too exciting, but I think the big lane to keep an eye on here is actually mid. Generally mid 1v1 not that important, but this is a lane where if the Shadow Fiend just hangs on for the first few levels and just doesn't die, that's the main thing, because you definitely can die to Cold Snap, Sunstrike if you overextend against Invoker, especially with the Forge Spirit there. As long as he's not dying, he can start stacking this camp, farming it with the raises around level 5 quite easily, and the Shadow Fiend should be in fantastic shape. And to be honest, if you're RoX.KiS, what are you going to do about that? You're running a support on dying. Maybe the Bane can come smoke gank mid, but that's not the easiest gank. Sleep is okay. Around level 3 when he gets to level 2 Brain Sap, that could be an opening to go for the kill, but we'll hold that thought as Next.kz are smoking. They rotate towards mid. They'll be wrapping around for Yol. Meanwhile, the dive's coming out. Oh, Solo. He's got to get back quickly. And he knows it too. He retreats up to the hill. They've got this lane ward, so they've got a good idea that some heroes are missing. They're not going to expect the Viper coming for this gank as well, though. That is not a support. That's your off-lane farmer, and Solo is going to be punished. Oh, the roaming Viper. What is this Dota? Well done, though. Very well done. Yol will also rotate in now. He joins the middle lane, but that's the start that Whatafaka needed. Even got the first blood, so the souls are already maxed. 20 souls. Oh boy, what is... I think it's +6? Oh, it's 12 souls if you get the hero kill. I think they must have buffed it. I remember it used to be like, it was like 6 or 8, but that's just ridiculous. Yeah, 1 hero kill. Instantly the souls are full. And any chance the Invoker had of slowly winning the War of Attrition, that's right out the window now. Shadow Fiend will free farm. He could die to the Bane and the Invoker combo, especially around level 5, but we'll see. For the time being, Whatafaka just farming. Should be looking to stack these camps right before the 4-minute mark. You can just quickly raise out the wave, like right now. Just triple raise it and then go to the camp, but well, he's already a bit late. Looks like he won't be getting his stacks off for now. Reeves will be doing the stacking for him from the high ground, so he'll draw the aggro. Unfortunately, the creep isn't quite cooperating. Turns around to hit him once, but it will get out. Yeah, nicely done by Reeves. And this way he doesn't have to commit so much. Meanwhile, Centaur's stacking the jungle as well, so their whole team's just stacking the jungle. And they'll be farming it too with this early level 2 double edge. Wow. Actually, the Centaur jungling pretty quickly. Hits level 4. This is a different way to play Centaur. Run him safely and get him early levels and then just go woods. Not bad. The one thing, though, is he clears like 1 camp, then he's got to wait for the Tranquil Boots to ult. But now they're just going to rotate him top. So they clear out the camp, they get him level 5. Now he's got his Tranquil Boots, and this is where he can start to harass the Gyrocopter. Just heal up to full HP, let the Tranquil Boots do their work, maybe hit this Tango, and then go in, double edge him, and meanwhile, RoX.KiS on the prowl. You're roaming, ganking, undying. A bit underwhelming, but I think with the Invoker Bane alone, it'll be enough to get this kill. Solo's already got an Invoke available. We'll see a stack jungle, and Whatafaka is just playing this very safe. It's nighttime. This ward not spotting anyone, so he's got a good idea that somebody could be coming his way. And RoX.KiS are just wasting their time. Now Whatafaka, he'll just start raising out the camps. He's going to get a lot of levels from this. He should be close to level 7 after these 2 big creeps. Oh, sorry, make it 3. Counting is hard. I haven't had my coffee yet. Though I did go to the gym this morning, guys. It was not much sleep, but it was actually... It's weird. Like, sometimes when you're sleep deprived, I find I have the best workouts. So we'll see if that stays true in the coming days. But yeah, for now, Whatafaka just free farm in the woods. Almost level 7 at 5.5 minutes. At the same time, Gyro's farming well, Invoker's farming well, but that's it. You look at the rest of these heroes, and all 5 of Next.kz are in the top 8. Doesn't sound like much, but that means we've got a lot of bottom feeders here. And it's where Next.kz are just using their jungle very efficiently. Constantly stacking. Now the Shadow Shaman, he'll go check the rune, and they've got good heroes to clear these creeps. The Shadow Fiend, we saw Centaur surprisingly good at jungling with the early points in double edge. But yep, at this point, just kind of a passive stage. When the game's going to change is when certain heroes get their key levels. Your Centaur, already level 6. Oh boy. Midas Gyro. He wants to keep up with the Shadow Fiend here. Maybe they'll go for the double Midas as well. They've got the Exort Invoker mid. But I worry about this item pickup because already SC47 has 1,200 gold. So he's going to have a Blink Dagger way before Gyrocopter gets any big items. All he's got is a Midas and a Basilius. And that means some easy kills on this Gyro if the Bane's not in position, if they don't have a Clockwork TP ready. And meanwhile, mid, Whatafaka taking huge damage from Solo. He can invoke a Sunstrike, but he's way off the mark. Whatafaka just casually jukes it, and now they're going to turn it around. They get the long-range shackles. The raises are coming. 322 activated as Solo will fall. No, not actually a 322 moment, but oh, top lane now. It's on to 633. The Poison Sting comes out. And he has picked up his boots here, but so Dazzle has his too. They've already used their Nightmare, so there's just not much they can do at this point. Maybe, actually, you know what? He might be able to... No, he's still being hit by the Poison Sting. Might be able to Tango and, like, fog through this tree right here, but that's really pushing it. And the lanes are just so good for Next.kz. On top of everything else, the Viper's having a good time bottom. He's level 6. He can't really solo kill Clockwork generally, the main reason being that you've got to chase for a while, and as soon as he drops cogs, like, you'll harass him, and the cogs get dropped, and by the time you path around them, it's already too late. So Generally, Clockwork shouldn't die, but if he cogs himself into a bad position, if he wastes them trying to be offensive, then that's where he could definitely feed. But yeah. I'm gonna see how Na'Vi vs Alliance is going here. I gotta admit, I'm quite curious. If you're not watching that match, I mean, thanks for joining us, but I think you're crazy. You should be watching both, at the very least. And who better to watch it with than Toby and Rumi? Ruminous in the house. They might be in a break here, though. Yeah, I am not a fan of this player, man. So many ads, and it's like the pre-rolls are just so long. Alright, is he actually gonna load? Let's see. I'm a terrible man. I'm talking about not casting during a pause. Ay. Oh boy, wow, this is a good one. 23-23. El Clasico. Alright, well, while we've got a moment here, I actually do want to take a look at these standings, because we're getting closer to the end of the group stage, and it becomes a question of who's going to qualify for Kiev. We already know DK and IG will be there, two beasts from the East. Either team fully capable of just taking the event and even crushing through some of these top teams from the West. At the same time, though, you've got the big dogs, I'd say, from Europe right now, probably Na'Vi, Alliance, and Empire. That being said, Na'Vi, they took this 3-week break. Dendy had free-to-play. I think the team just wanted some time off. And now they've got to play... How many games is it? They've already played 6. That leaves them with 9. They've got to play 9 games all in a row when they haven't been practicing just over the next week. Can they actually do it? Can they win enough games to get into the playoffs? It sounds easy for Na'Vi, who've won the vast majority of Starladders, to the point where some people joke that Starladder was a creation by Vlad to find a way. He just keeps on finding ways to give Na'Vi easy money. I don't know if beating Alliance in the Grand Finals multiple times is easy, but oh, such is life. We'll have a reconnect here, so we'll hold that thought. But yeah, it looks like, if I had to make predictions on who's going to qualify, I'd say, well, obviously Alliance looks good just based on the results. Alliance, Empire, Na'Vi, and then who would the 4th team be? 322, barely going to live. Salve's up. And the poison not canceling it. I guess it's only a level, yeah, it's only a level 1 poison. Not enough damage to cancel the salve, it looks like. But yeah, who would that 4th team be? There's like Sigma, Fnatic, RoX.KiS. I want to say it's going to be Fnatic. But I'm not that confident about it. And then, of course, there's America. You'll have your America playoffs coming up this weekend. As we're just kind of in a lull here. No action likely to happen. Clockwork, not level 6 yet. Your Bane, not near level 6. If the action comes, it'll come from Next.kz. This Centaur is going to be the key hero. 600 gold for the Blink, but I gotta say, EG seem like the odds on... Oh, Cloud9, that's the other team. I don't know if Cloud9's going to qualify. They could, though. I feel like it could be any of those teams for that 4th slot. Cloud9, Fnatic, Sigma. Sigma's actually looking pretty good, but they haven't played some of the tougher teams, so... It's a bit of a toss-up as to this point, but... The good news is we haven't seen many Na'Vi games yet, so we get a bunch of Na'Vi games and Cloud9 games. Like, a lot of the top teams are kind of stacked towards the end of this group stage, so we'll be seeing some of the best games for Starladder Season 9's prelims just over the next week or so. Centaur ult gets popped, and oh, looks like I missed a bit of an initiation top, but he didn't really drop that low. We'll be fine, and they blew a call down for that. Not the biggest deal, but it does mean, oh, bottom lane. On to Sidoi they'll go. They start with the Hex. He doesn't get off the cogs. He still hasn't gotten them off, and now he is food. He'll drop the cogs to no avail. And he will fall, but he's not even the one I'm worried about. If I'm RoX.KiS, I am worried about this. Midas first, solo mid Shadow Fiend. Well, not Midas first, but early Midas Shadow Fiend. He's been free farming. He was fed first blood. He's 2-0, and he just keeps on efficiently clearing out stacks in the woods. He is going to be a big problem. They have really nothing on a Shadow Fiend later on. Gyro doesn't match up that well against him once he gets his farm. Shadow Fiend can do well in the man fights. Gyro more of like an AoE teamfight carry. They could build a Hex on the Invoker, and Solo is going for Midas, but he's not really at a fast pace. Only sitting on the Gloves of Haste now, and the basic utility items. So, if the Shadow Fiend's free farming, that's where they pretty much just have to count on the Fiend's Grip to kill him. Hookshot, just for a second, is okay, but that's where you've got your Shallow Grave, your Centaur ult. Great initiation around the board for Next.kz, so I think RoX.KiS are in a pickle. And a lot of these heroes are falling off. Undying, already he begins to fall off. We're only 10 minutes in, but the hero's not even level 6. And he just doesn't offer you any lockdown. There's no crowd control to speak of, and... Oh, Sadoy. Not again. He'll get caught out bottom. 3 heroes go onto him, and... He'll drop the Cox here. Can he live? Defensive sleep. Try to deny him. No, he's gonna live! Oh, what a defensive sleep, but he's still taking down to the Dazzle Poison. And it was fool's gold in the end. But the Centaur blinks out now. So there's your blink for the Centaur. Free farm Shadow Fiend. Early blink on Centaur. And this blink comes when Gyro has Phase Boots and Midas. So expect to see some juicy action top. They'll bring in the Shadow Shaman here, and this is a free kill if they catch Mr. 633. We'll have to play this one defensively. But it's somewhat obvious, I feel. Oh, they'll start with the Centaur ult. In comes Reeves. He gets off the Hex from long range, then the Stretch Armstrong Shackles to follow up, and they'll clean it up with a double edge. Stretch Armstrong Shackles. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Unexpectedly so. Stretch Armstrong Shackles, Stretch Armstrong Shackles, Stretch Armstrong Shackles. Try saying that 5 times fast. Sadoy's made a move in, but they've seen him with this Observer Ward, so... This could end pretty poorly. They'll hookshot in on the Shadow Fiend. There is a Grave available. They saw this rotation. He really shouldn't die here, but he's going to the Cold Snap. The Battery Assault. The heal comes in. The Requiem. He only gets off the Death Requiem. Half the damage, not the full amount. However, there's a blink in. A stomp on 2, and now big flying fish man. The Viper's in the house. They are being forced to deal with this Tombstone. Can they kill it off in time? They can, but it might come at the cost of a few more heroes. Mantis is going to fall. That's 2 down. Equal driven back. And now the Centaur next. He'll get one more. Oh, can he get out? He's juking. He's juking. Outplaying Solo so hard with that juke. Well done. That's good presence of mind there from SC47. Who is Stallcat, I believe. Yeah, that's Stallcat. Someone confirmed it to me. I think it was, yes, I already mentioned that was Stallcat yesterday. But, well, that really shouldn't have happened. They have this ward. And the Clockwork just walked up the hill, but... Well, they get caught anyway. Now we'll see 2 smokes come out for the Shadow Shaman. Next.kz could look to make their move. The nice thing about this Centaur Shadow Shaman combo is you don't really need a blink on the Shadow Shaman. You just Centaur ult and charge in. And it's very hard to get away from that. The Stomp Q can miss, but the Stampede into Hex, pretty much a guaranteed disable. And now they'll smoke. Next.kz on the move. Meanwhile, mid lane, what a fucka. Just pushing the lane out. They'll smoke and rotate through. Sadoy gets spotted out by an Observer Ward here. But this is a dangerous hero to dive. Committing onto the Clockwork in a congested area when he could have the Invoker backing him up or the Gyro is probably bad news bears. There's an Sentry Ward here, but with the smoke, it's not going to matter. They won't see them. Now they're going to rotate towards mid. What a fucker will be spotted out here, though. This Dire Ward has spotted him, and this is where RoX.KiS point up in Fiend's Grip now. Hookshot's available. Could look to force a fight, but diving this tower against the Stampede, against the wards, pretty dangerous.
Double damage.
Oh, DD rune for Solo. He does have his Midas up now, and that's going to make it a 2-to-1 Midas advantage, but this Shadow Fiend still just farmed as hell. 84 CS at 14 minutes. Not that ridiculous, but quite good considering that they put a lot of pressure on him, and he's worth 7k. If they want to take this late, RoX.KiS need to get Solo farm. They'll need that late game Hex to deal with him. The Grip, just not reliable. There's the Centaur Blink Stomp. There's going to be the Blink's Hex. There's too many ways to cancel that Grip. So if they want to take it late, they will have to do it on the back of a farmed Invoker as well. And for now, both teams just kind of a Mexican standoff mid. A Mexican standoff in Russia. Not something, or Kazakhstan even. Not something you expect to see. Well, this is a good bait. I wonder how obvious it is, though. The lane's pushing in top. So sure, they're baiting this Viper bottom, but it's actually going to work. No, equal. He's got to get this initiation off. They do with the blink stomp. Then the double-edged follow-up. Quickly melting the gyro. And they drop the wards. That'll help them get the solo kill as well. Can he be denied? No, Ern's there. Oh, the sleep gets juggled. Blink. Is there a stomp? No stomp. No double edge. Now Stallkick gets gripped. Yo with the plays. Solo's going to end up living. And now the turnaround comes. Although the mech is here. I don't know if RoX.KiS want to fight against this. Godblack's been dealt with. Sadoy could be next. Mantis juking through the trees. They've cut him off at the path of retreat. They made a great play, but it just wasn't enough. 3 will fall. Well, the Shadow Fiend pushes on through mid. They're winning these fights 4v5. And they take a tier 1 as well. Your Ogre Club's up. Does he have... Oh, he's already got BKB. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad for RoX.KiS. Sure, they've got Fiend's Grip, but they're all magic damage right now. There's just a Gyro with a Dominator and an Ogre Club. That is not going to cut it. This is trouble. And they know it's desperate. They smoke up right now. And they'll try and force something top, but what a fucka. This Shadow Fiend pick for Next.kz, I'm starting to think it's worth a ban. They just use the hero so well, especially on the Radiant side. Sure, Shadow Fiend's a hero that a good team can deal with, but he just seems to make plays. He'll go down here, it looks like. There's a sleep to start. No grip to follow up, though. And Sunstrike's going to connect. He's just going to BKB and TP out. Can they kill him in time? Oh, they'll right-click him down. Oy, oy, oy. I think he should have just ran with that BKB. Rather than just trying to TP out, because the tier 1's still up. And they also... Oh, they had Centaur ult. Yeah, he definitely should have just gotten a Centaur ult and run away. Oh, Next.kz. Little sloppy. No communication.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I'm shaking my head, guys. But it's okay for Next.kz. They still got the double Blink Dagger initiation. They're now up by... Well, only about 8k gold, but that is quite a pretty penny, especially considering that RoX.KiS, they've got 2 Midases here, so you could argue that at least 1 Midas is worth... I mean, they've got this 1 Midas of gold that... 1900 gold, sure, you've got some extra experience, but you're still down in that department, and basically that Midas isn't doing anything for them in a fight, so... Effectively, you could say they're down over 10k. You've got your 30% attack speed, that's alright, but... That's a Gloves of Haste. So now RoX.KiS, they'll smoke up. They look to make their move up through the woods. Will they find anyone? If they do, it's going to be the Viper, who's almost got an Ags. This will be a big kill, but he's not really near a component, so... Not the biggest, but they'll drop the grip here. They even use the Centaur ult for this, but... It won't matter. RoX.KiS secure a simple kill. However, do they get out? That's the question now. There's a blink in. Reeves is going to start this fight off. He gets slept, though. He can't get off the wards. Nicely done. They'll make their escape. They're actually sticking around. Oh, they need to run. They definitely need to run. With Fiend's Grip on cooldown, Shadow Fiend joining the fight, they do not want to stick around. But now they've got 4. They've got a hook shot here. They could look for equal. But no detection for the Shadow Fiend. And they know it too. Blink in. Stomp's gonna fly. Now Reeves comes for the follow-up. Great zoning awards. Trapping Reeves in. Or trapping Sadoy and trapping the rest of the team away. And X33's on the run. Your Requiem will fly. Sadoy will fall. However, the Centaur's quite low. And Invoker's coming from the side. He's looking for equal. Can Solo bring him down? The Jukes. The Ukes. Not enough. But another blink. Another stomp. The raise is 1, 2. An Invoker for a Dazzle. Not a worthy trade. And Viper comes in from the side. What a fucker is dropping low. He's gonna pop. But still keeps on chasing. This Ice Wall, though, it's doing too much work. They end up losing 4. 4 for 3 in favor of RoX.KiS. Never underestimate the potential for throw. That's what Mama always told me. Something you will definitely learn the hard way if you play enough Dota. No matter how far ahead you think you are, you can always throw. Just ask Demon. Although I gotta say, big shout out to my man Jimmy. He played like a boss yesterday in the Liquid series. Liquid vs. Cloud9. I won't spoil too much of it, but you should definitely check that series out if you didn't already. But yep, for now, RoX.KiS just defending, trying to farm up. Good fight for them. Actually, the fight good enough to... It brings this Gyro into equilibrium with the Shadow Fiend. So now his farm's quite comparable. And if they can just keep on getting off these good feed script, finding pickoffs with it, smoking when they've got it, they could potentially take this late. It's just going to be tough for y'all. I mean, sure, he's gotten off a few good Fiend's Grip and smoke ganks, but if it comes to a team fight, there's a Blink Hex, a Blink Shackles, a Blink Stomp, and even a Poison Touch. There's a lot of ways, but it's going to work again. They'll find Mantis here, and now the mech comes through, but is it going to be enough? They drop the Centaur. There's a ward trap on y'all. He gets caught out. It's an ambush. Suddenly, Stallcat shows up. Got Black to fall. 2 for 0 exchange. And again, they're fighting without Whatafaka, who's just off on his own farming. It's really the one other downside to the Gyro pick. You pick him as a carry, you want to be fighty with him, but if they are able to take fights 4v5, then you're just getting out-farmed. He's kept it close with Whatafaka, mostly because of those recent deaths, but continuing to keep it close will be difficult. And especially with this tower falling, that's going to restrict RoX.KiS's access to their own Ancients. It's going to make it easier for Next.kz to steal them, to gank them, whatever they want, basically. You'll see Reeves leap forward, just looking for a Shackle or a Hex. He won't find it. But now Solo comes in, Sunstrike to fly. It connects on Stallcat. I think they're going to want to back here now. The Dazzle gets dropped, they'll retreat out. And Whatafaka's sticking around. Well, I do like this formation though. Let the Shadow Fiend sit up front. If he ever drops low, you just grave him. And you've got the counter initiation. Now he's got BKB, which he did not the last time he got caught in the front lines. And he shouldn't be a very easy kill. But Sadoi's looking for it. He's got this hook shot at the ready. Can he find the opening? Not going for it yet. So just keep on slow sieging this. It seems like Next.kz, they feel with this BKB on Shadow Fiend, the mech up and the Ags up on the Viper, just not going to be easy to fight. And to be honest, the Viper might be even scarier than the Shadow Fiend. Constantly able to spam his ult, really good at kiting Gyrocopter. Sure, you've got Flat Cannon on Gyro, that's got long range, but his regular auto attack range is piddling. It's 365. And you don't get any of those flak shots unless you find something to hit. So this is where the Viper can prove to be a big nuisance to the Gyrocopter. Just ult him every time you can. Now it's a triple blink. Welcome to the slam, boys. Whatafaka will be looking for the plays here. They'll pop their pipe. And Next.kz march forward. The wards get dropped in, and RoX.KiS should just back. They're not going to fight outside their base. Not against the wards. And with that tower falling, well, maybe they farm up these wards. They've got a rocket here. They know the wards are still there, but they've even got to be worried about a pump fake, like a back off and then smoke back in. They'll just go mid. This Blink Dagger on Whatafaka. It's very confident that you won't get caught out here. That's a Yasha right there. That's a big item to pick up after your BKB, but it's just such a good positioning item to hit those final raises, to get your Requiem off. And here we go! Stallcat leaps in, Blink to start. Now they drop the Requiem straight onto Godlike. They go, he'll get muscled down. And Next.kz just hit the kill switch and go. Meanwhile on the side, they'll find Equal, who just wants to join his team, but a leap forward from your Shadow Fiend will drive them back. Actually, your Dazzle getting pushed into the call down. Not enough to kill him yet. Sadoi, low. One more raise will kill him off. Can they get any sort of blink? Oh, it's cooling down. No, he blinks forward. He's on the chase here. I heard a Sunstrike, but we keep our eyes on Sadoi. Hookshot cooling down. He tries to deny himself to neutrals. It ain't gonna happen. Reeves secures the kill. And Next.kz clobber down 3. Meanwhile, Viper ult. Casual screen length of range. Not bad. Yeah, if RoX.KiS get initiated on by the Centaur, they are going to lose the fight. They cannot let Next.kz get the jump. And especially not with the Centaur. Because when he jumps in, and he's got a pipe, like, you can't focus that hero. If you focus him, then Shadow Fiend Viper just clean you up. If at least the Shadow Shaman's initiating, maybe you can just burst him down quickly. It's a 4v4. You lose 1 for 1, but even then it's tough. They cannot let Centaur blink and stomp too, though. If you're just joining us, guys, we do have 3 matches today for Starladder, day 23. So if there are any breaks in Naviverse Alliance and you want something to watch, definitely join us. But I am envious of y'all, because you get to watch both. And I do not. Well, I could. I think you guys might get a little mad, though. So Next.kz is in a pretty comfortable position now. The main thing they need to worry about is if Solo gets a Hex, and then the Gyro gets really fat. The other thing that could concern them is if somehow the Bane got a BKB, but as I say that, he's got Arcane Boots and a ward. So we're talking like 30, 40 minutes down the road. With the Pipe online, they've got the mech, the BKB on the Shadow Fiend, the Ags on the Viper, a Force Staff on the Dazzle to deal with hook shots. Well, maybe they should deny this. Yeah, Stockhead's like, oh, free tower deny. Sweet.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
But yeah, basically the items that Next.kz have are really good for breaking the base. Pipe, mech, tank items on your carries. Maybe they want to farm that one damage item first, but beyond that, they should be able to go at least do a bit of damage here. Chip away at this tier 3. They don't have to fully commit. Well, your mech's up now on Undying, who's been underwhelming this game. This hero just, I feel, is so... He's either amazing or useless. There's just no in-between with Undying. If he gets that tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario, if he gets to fight a lot early, the hero can be ridiculously strong. Zombies are so good, but if you just sit back and it just turns into a farm war like this, I mean, what does Undying bring to the table now? The Tombstone can just be focused down in like 5 right clicks. The hero itself is not that scary. Can mostly be ignored even in his ult form, or just killed. It's just, Undying's one of those heroes where it's just the metagame that pretty much determines how good he is. If teams are fighting constantly early on, if they're running a lot of tri-lanes, then he's a great hero. And if teams just are avoiding fights, or split pushing, effectively are running dual lanes, then the hero's just kind of useless. Sunstrike will fly. It connects on Whatafaka here, and they're going to wait on the high ground with Godblack. Meanwhile, your bottom lane, they're trying to bait out this Gyrocopter. Clockwork's here, but he'll need to make a rotation, and while that was happening, I missed Godblack getting picked off. Radiant Observer Ward actually spotted him out. Whoops. Well, they'll TP on the Centaur bottom. They're not even going to give up a tier 1. Sadoy and 633, they're thinking about a dive, but very risky against a Pipe Centaur. They did force that TP rotation back, though. That means no Centaur for this fight, but he's here in spirit with his ultimate. Now Viper ult will fly. Y'all, slow down. There's a Blink Hex. Shadow Fiend unwinding the Requiem. Y'all, so low. Not dead. 10 HP. He'll survive. Meanwhile, Sadoy on the way out. They even dropped the wards. Oh, no, he ran by the wards that were there earlier. They were still alive from the previous gank, I think. Either way. Well, they'll look to bring this tower down now. The Pipe gets popped. They almost lost 2. The Bane barely surviving. Y'all will heal up at base now, but meanwhile, Whatafaka, casual Eagle Sawn online. The Roche is now open for Next.kz. The way lies open. Dire team will be hard-pressed to contest, and this is where, if you're 6-3-3, I don't even think there's much debate. You just gotta go Rapier. Go big or go home. MKB's not... I guess it's okay for the Shadow Fiend since he's going Butterfly, but... I mean, it could actually be an E-Blade from Whatafaka. Should be a Butterfly, but... could be an E-Blade. If he's got some Dendy-like swag in him. I don't know about this. They push the tier 2. They've got to get back to Roche quickly, because RoX.KiS are making their move. And this should be very obvious for Next.kz. They pushed in mid. They're not continuing to pressure. And RoX.KiS are backing off. They do not want to throw this game. But the Centaur might start it off with a triple stop. No, he gets gripped. Good initiation to start this fight. He's running low on mana. Does he have mana for the Pipe? Pops the stick charges, pops the Pipe, pops the ultimate, and they'll just run. They've all lost a lot of health. This Flat Cannon did some work. I think if you're Next.kz now, you just heal up. You know the Gyro's BKB is on cooldown. It's on cooldown for a minute. They should be okay. They just need to keep some presence near the pit. Harass a little bit. Don't let RoX.KiS just stroll in. But wait for your team. That's what they'll look to do. The Butterfly comes out. Now a 15,000 gold lead. 14,000 experience lead.
Is under attack.
Oi, oi, oi. And those precious BKB charges going down the drain. Suddenly Mantis. Oh, I'm not a fan of this. Mantis style versus Gyrocopter. Why would you get that? Is there anything good to remove here? It doesn't remove Enfeeble. There's no silences. Oh, that is a questionable item choice. I think Butterfly would have been pretty strong here. Heart would have been pretty good. Blade Mail's okay. Not that great, but, I mean, even a Necro 3. Well, Necro 3 not that great either against the Gyrocopter, but... yeah. Manta, pretty useless item against Black Cannon, I have to say. I am not a fan. Well, I don't think he cares if I'm a fan, but RoX.KiS, they'll look to fight this Roche anyway. As Next.kz. They'll clear out the mid wave. They've got the Butterfly up on the Shadow Fiend. No MKB yet. Is it going to be a Rapier? Go big or go home. It's a Rapier indeed. Hold on to your hats, folks. They're going to smoke through. They'll go right towards the pit. This Roche is low. This Rapier has maybe been spotted, though. There was an Observer Ward there for Next.kz. BKB unwind. The Gyro's just flitting around on the periphery of the fight. He hasn't committed just yet. BKB is going to fly. Call down as well. Here comes the deeps. The Gyrocopter Rapier doing good damage, but not enough. He hasn't gotten a kill. Now the wards get dropped. Oh, this is a throw. It was a mistake. It's a disaster. The Rapier hits the deck. Who's picked it up? The Undying did. He'll promptly fall. They need to retreat. Grab the Rapier and run. Centaur leaps in. He wants the Rapier. It's gone to solo, but he doesn't get the damage here because nobody from the enemy team ever picked it up. He's got to hightail it out. They'll go for the Roche instead. Sunstrike! Sunstrike nails! What a fucker! Woo! The plays. Mantis will still look to clean up this Roche, though. He'll get the Aegis. Well, the Rapier was saved. 4 for 4. Was there any buybacks? No buybacks. Woo! What a fight. Now a 20k gold lead. Next.kz. They did kill off this Gyrocopter, but hey, he didn't have much gold. That really shows you, though, that it's just... I think he was missing a... He might have been missing a bit uphill as well. And the Shadow Fiend Butterfly definitely made a difference there. Helped keep him alive versus Gyro. You know, maybe he should have gone MKB. What kind of noob would go for a Rapier Rush? I mean, seriously. What the hell, man? MKB was obviously the better choice there.
Haste.
I'm trolling, of course. But yeah, 32 minutes in. It's looking pretty good for Next.kz. I would say that they have like a 75-25 chance. I wouldn't say they're guaranteed to win. Not by any means. But this is a good way to start it off. Stallcat will jump in. He's got a Shiva's up. And they just melt that Bane. Melt him down. Rapier's back here, though. Will the second Rapier usage be the charm? I think the bigger issue is just that his BKB charges are going down. This is going to be a 7-second, I believe. Yeah, 7-second BKB coming up, but it does get to the point where you look at Next.kz. They've got the Blink Hex from Shadow Shaman, that instant lockdown, and just lots of great ways to stall the fights. The Ghost Scepter, 4-staff, Pipe. If this Gyro doesn't kill 3-4 heroes with his Flak, good luck to him killing anyone at all. He's reluctant to use Flak Cannon. He knows he's got to save it until Next.kz commit. But that's where Mantis can be the hero here as well. Just keep on throwing out the ultimate on the Gyro. Don't let him go freely auto-attacking into the fight. They'll pop a Dazzle up. They'll dive deep for this one. The Centaur's going to pop his Shivas, but they're focusing now Reeds. The Grave comes out. Well-timed on the Grave. Mantis standing strong, but the Rapier is doing quite a bit of work. However, it does not kill off Whatafaka, who will clean him up. Rapier hits the deck. Whatafaka not going to claim it, though. Aegis gets popped. Hook shot forward onto Whatafaka. Can they bring him down in time? The Rapier saved again. Solo once again picks it up. And he'll retreat with it successfully. Mantis, meanwhile, he's just diving the clockwork. He picks up the triple kill. Whatafaka will live. Blinking to the left. Juking all around. He's got to dodge this next Sunstrike, though. Cooling down in 5 seconds. Oh. Oh, he really didn't calculate that one properly. But in the end, no Sunstrike. Well, the good news for RoX.KiS is somehow, some way, they've managed to salvage this Rapier every fight. The problem is, it's just not doing enough damage. They'll drop it once again at the well. and leave it for their gyrocopter, but it's not looking good, I would say. RoX.KiS are almost in desperation mode. And Gyro's so tired of being kited by this Viper that he's going for a Yasha. How often do you see that? I just don't know what the Yasha... What's a Manta? Maybe just go Sanjin Yasha, honestly. But even with that, this Viper slow is still going to be too much. Move slow 80%. Who cares if you have 522 move speed? You're still moving like a snail. It's almost irrelevant getting move speed against Viper. I feel like he'd be better off with like a Force Staff if he wants some mobility. Although he does need every bit of damage he can get. They've got some Shadow Fiend Manta Illusions pushing through mid, but Next.kz will strike for a different path. We'll take the southern route, they move towards RoX.KiS's base. But RoX.KiS are just hanging out. They need 2 Rapiers, man. If they had 2 Rapiers, then that would be enough, I think. But this does get to the point where once Shadow Fiend gets Satanic, he wins a man fight with Gyro, even with the Rapier. It's not even close. Evasion, Satanic Lifesteal. Shadow Fiend's just the better 1v1 hero as the game goes late. And it again goes to the point of Solo not having a Hex. Went Necro 3, went Force Staff, just hasn't gotten the farm yet. They need that Solo Hex. It's really their best way to focus down not just the Shadow Fiend, but maybe even a hero like Dazzle or hell, Mantis on the Viper. But the Viper roll comes out. 6-3-3, just being kited for days. Can't do a thing. And Next.kz start beating on the front door. There's a blink. Requiem unwinds the ultimate. Nails Solo with it, but not enough to get the kill until the Shivas comes in. They need one more right click. They can't get it off. The cold snaps there. And meanwhile, on the backside of the fight, 6-3-3 loses his Rapier yet again. This time, I don't know if they get it back. Sunstrike is going to connect. Ignores the pipe. Kills off the SF. Oh yeah, that pure damage doing work. He even dropped his helmet of the Dominator in the base. GG. It doesn't matter. He's bought back. He boots of travels into the fray. And now the game ends with a Centaur with a Rapier. A big horse with a bigger knife. 30k gold lead. 30k experience lead. Next.kz don't even look back. And RoX.KiS, one of these teams that is probably looking at best a 4th place finish and just barely making it into the LAN finals. They drop a game that they kind of needed to win here. There's still Fnatic nipping on their heels. There's Sigma looking strong. Cloud9 with a lot of games left to play. Na'Vi with a lot of games left to play. Alliance way at the top of the group. Teams like RoX.KiS cannot afford to drop these games, but Next.kz deserve it. And they do it once again on the back of a Shadow Fiend performance. What a fucka, and his Shadow Fiend has just been... He's just been good for this team, honestly. So, guys, that's going to wrap up our first game of the day. It is a 3 BO1 day for us here at Starladder Europe, so... Well, we can quickly take a look at our schedule, and let's see what we have coming up next. So, coming up next, we will have MYM versus the Retry. That match scheduled to kick off in, I believe, 30 minutes. Or maybe it's... Now, you know what? I think it's in 20 minutes. So, that being said, we'll take a quick break. Then we'll come back for MYM versus TR. Y'all are watching Starladder Season 9, brought to you by myself, LD of Beyond the Summit. We know you have choices today, or at least hopefully have choices. I heard there's some lag, but... There's Na'Vi vs Alliance going on. I suggest you check it out if you're not already doing so. At least try to watch it, but thanks for joining me, guys, and we'll be back soon with more Starladder. Stay tuned.